So speak life to the...
With you the reason why the Fed is raising interest rates. It's not what you think it is. Well, hello, it's Marcy Walco. I'm not an economist, but I am educated in financing. Been studying it most of my life. Watch a lot of YouTube videos and others that are all financially related, and I take into consideration that and the news and everything else that I'm seeing, and I've come up with this conclusion. It's my personal opinion. It's not based upon, or it's based upon my research and perception of what's going on, and it's not something that I'm hearing out there. And you know, the old adage is always to follow the money if you can't figure out why something is. I've heard all of the different reasonings as why the Fed's raising interest rates, and this is what I've come up with. First of all, the Federal Reserve doesn't create money. The banks create the money. There's lots of videos out there on the experts who are behind the scenes who will explain this. But the banks are the ones that create money when they issue loans. Other people erroneously believe that the Federal Reserve actually sets the interest rates. Well, as you can see now by the inverted yield curves, they really don't have that power. It's the markets that do. The markets around the world, the markets in the United States, all the banks, everybody else that's buying bonds and treasuries, they're the ones that set the interest rates by buying and selling them. It's all a big bluff by the Fed, as others have also explained. It's not the Fed that's in control, it's the banks and the markets that are in control. Like I said, there's plenty of videos out there to expose all of this. One thing, too, is when interest rates are up, that means the prices are down. Or if the interest rates are down, that means the prices are up. Think of it as a teeter-totter or a seesaw, where one side is up, the other side is down. So people also believe erroneous things about that, too, that if the interest rates are rising, that people are buying. No, actually, people are selling. And why would people be selling a certain bond or whatever? Because they believe that the interest rates are going to come down and they'll buy the longer end of the curve. And that's what's going on. You'll see the 30-year and the 10-year, 20-year, those interest rates are going down. Why? Because people are buying them. Well, why would they be buying them now? It's because they want to lock in those rates, because they believe that the Fed is going to drop interest rates here soon. So at first, the Fed said that inflation was transitory. And actually, what was really going on was supply shocks and shortages that we have figured out now is exactly what's going on. Well, why did they change their tune? Well, at first, you might think, well, they don't really know what's going on. There's public pressure to do something now, for them to actually raise interest rates rather than telling us it's transitory. You got the war with Russia and Ukraine, all that stuff going on over there. Sanctions that backfired against them. You got fuel prices up, food prices up with all the shortages and everything else going on there. This is a big mess. Personally, I believe that we shouldn't be involved over there. It's just a big debacle. We should end the war. War is never good. We should negotiate peace settlements, kind of figure all this out, get things back in line, back in order. Everybody kind of go back in the corner like kids. That's what it all seems like to me, rather than something that needs to be fought over there. I don't know why we're over there, but that's just the way it is right now, and hopefully the leaders of our world figure this all out and come up with some kind of a peaceful solution. Another thing now, too, going on is all the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South America, and all the others that are joining with them. They are becoming more stronger. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's the death by the 1,000 cuts for the U.S. dollar. making it weaker and weaker, although it still seems rather strong because people still need dollars. And it's getting to the point where nobody trusts the United States and the European Union with all the sanctions and everything else going on. Again, another big mess that everybody's creating out there that's in power. There's a move away from the US dollar, as I just mentioned. People don't trust us. They don't trust the United States. They don't trust Europe because they don't want to be sanctioned. They don't want everything to be taken away from them. More and more people are getting into precious metals and other tangible assets rather than the United States dollar and the Eurodollar. And they're moving to another system, which looks like it's going to be gold-based. Who knows exactly what's going on there? But big changes are coming, and they're coming soon. Russia and China and others are accumulating massive amounts of gold. India's accumulating massive amounts of silver. They're talking about a commodity-backed currency. First, it was about all commodities, and more and more research that I am hearing is it's going to be a gold-backed currency, and with that, typically silver goes there, and other precious metals like platinum and palladium, maybe some of the other really precious metals like rubidium and others might be involved. I'm sure they're still working out the details, but definitely gold and silver will be the backing of the currency. Now, what really is going on is the U.S. powers, the federal banksters, and everybody else, they do not want to lose reserve currency status. Think about that. Would you want to lose your world power? People believe that money is power. They believe that everything revolves around the financial system, when in reality, it's more than just that. It's your resources, it's your food, it's your military, it's everything around that. And the money system, well, now we don't have a system that anybody can trust. And it's all just based on digits, it's based on pieces of paper, it's based upon faith in that government that creates those currencies is going to back them up. And that's not being shown right now with all the actions that our world leaders are taking. And so what's going on right now is the Federal Reserve has been raising and raising and raising interest rates. And a lot of people who are experts are saying, whoa, wait a minute, time out. We've gone too far. Lately, everybody's talking recession, depression, horrible economic times are coming up, job cuts, everything that can go wrong in the economy. It seems like it is going to go wrong in the economy here. So, personally, I am getting prepared just for that. Reducing debt, saving extra money, working a little overtime, doing whatever I can to prepare just in case something does happen. And if it doesn't, oh well, then I've got some extra savings in the bank and able to take care of myself. So now they want the higher interest rates with the Federal Reserves to protect the currency. It's just like a banking system. What do you do when you have extra money? Well, you look around, and right now banks are paying a pittance, but there are some banks out there that are paying a decent rate. Money markets or CDs, or there's some banks out there that have special deals and special offers. Well, they'll pay you a higher interest rate. And so what do people do? They put their money in those types of banks, those types of systems to earn a little extra money. And so right now that's what the world is doing with their excess U.S. dollar reserves, as they are putting it into the currencies that give them the highest interest rate. Like Japan, the yen, they'll give you 0.5% right now. If they put their money in dollars, well, what are they getting? 4 or 5% on their deposits. Other countries too, they're looking at, wow, okay. And the United States has still looked at a reserve currency, a stronger currency. So that's what Powell and the Fed, they want to keep that going. They want to keep people interested in the U.S. banking system rather than going to another banking system. And you got the other battle with the other side. They're saying, well, hey, come with us. You can't trust the United States. You can't trust the European system and the Eurodollar system. So that's what's actually going on there, is there's that battle. So that's why Jerome Powell said, well, expect pain. Well, we're the ones that are paying for those interest rates. I mean, who's going to pay the national debt with the interest rates so high? And more money is being spent on interest payments as these bonds mature and they have to roll them over. Well, it's at higher interest rates. And so there's competing for that money. There's also potentials for further wars. Like I said, hopefully they don't escalate things anymore, but there's that possibility going on. There's regime changes around the world. There's attacks on the internet. There's all this economic uncertainty that's going on. A lot of weird things going on in this country that are quite concerning. So yeah, hopefully that's helps explain things. Why Powell is raising interest rates. It's not for inflation. Inflation come June, July will drop dramatically because that's when inflation went from being out of control. And if you look back at the numbers in June and July, August, all of a sudden it just went from high inflation, 1% plus a month, down to practically zero. So they go year over year basis. So we'll see the inflation rate come down. Everybody's like, hooray, hooray. Well, it's already baked in the cake, so to speak. I had mentioned here is get yourself prepared. Get yourself a little food. Maybe an escape plan if you live in an area of a city or in a large urban area where things are a bit unstable. Well, have a plan to get out. Have some escape or get prepared somehow, some way, just in case. I mean, even if it don't. Remember back years ago with the Y2K thing, everybody's all freaking out about the computers. And yes, I admit I did get prepared, but, nothing did happen, nothing major. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I got some extra food. I got a little extra this and that. I had extra saved up money and some precious metals. I used that to buy a house back then and didn't have to buy food for a while. So, I mean, I didn't go totally overboard, but, just have a few extra things just in case. And it's always good to be self-sufficient, to not be totally dependent and relying upon everybody else for your well-being. And that's about it. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the video below. And hopefully you like my outlook on all of this stuff here. Like I said, I'm not an economist, but that's just my personal opinion of what I see is going on here in the world. So hopefully that helps.